Have you ever stopped to wonder what hidden symphony plays out inside your body every time you masturbate? Beneath the surface of that fleeting moment of pleasure lies a complex cascade of changes, shifts that ripple through your prostate, your hormones, and even your long-term health. For many men, this small gland tucked away below the bladder remains a mystery, quietly working in the shadows. Yet, each time you ejaculate, it undergoes immediate transformations, some astonishingly beneficial, others potentially troubling if ignored. Picture this, a surge of blood flooding the prostate, hormones dancing in a delicate balance, and fluids flushing out years of stagnation. These aren't just abstract processes, they're the unseen mechanics of your well-being, shaping how you feel today and how you'll thrive tomorrow. In this journey, we're peeling back the curtain to reveal 6 profound changes that unfold within your prostate every time you masturbate. From the rush of oxygen-rich blood to subtle shifts in testosterone, these effects hold the key to understanding your body as it ages. By the end, you'll not only grasp what happens in those intimate moments, but also uncover how these changes ripple across decades, potentially safeguarding or threatening your prostate's future. Some of these revelations might catch you off guard, even reshape how you view your habits. Stick with me, because this isn't just about curiosity, it's about empowering yourself with knowledge that could steer you away from serious health pitfalls down the road. Let's dive in. Number 1, impact on prostate cancer risk. What if a simple act could tilt the odds in your favor against one of the most common cancers men face? The link between masturbation and prostate cancer risk has sparked heated debates among scientists, and for good reason. Over the years, studies have hinted at something remarkable. Regular ejaculation might act like a cleansing tide, sweeping away carcinogens, inflammatory agents, and metabolic waste that linger in the prostate. This walnut-sized gland churns out seminal fluid day after day, but without release, it can become a stagnant pool where toxins and excess hormones build up. Left unchecked, these culprits may spark cellular damage or chronic inflammation, 2 sinister sparks that can ignite the fire of cancer. Imagine the prostate as a hardworking factory, tirelessly producing fluid to support reproduction. Over time, the machinery gets gunked up, byproducts pile up, pipes clog, and rust sets in. Frequent ejaculation, some researchers argue, is like hitting the reset button, flushing out the grime before it festers. A landmark Harvard study threw fuel on this theory, tracking thousands of men over decades. The findings? Those who ejaculated at least 21 times a month had a strikingly lower risk of prostate cancer compared to those who did so less often. It's not a magic number etched in stone, but it suggests a pattern. Regularity might just be a quiet guardian of prostate health. Meet James, a 74-year-old retiree with a shadow of worry hanging over him. Prostate cancer had claimed his father and uncle, leaving him haunted by the thought of a similar fate. Determined to take control, he dove into research, poring over medical journals and forums late into the night. He stumbled across the idea that an active sex life, paired with smart lifestyle choices, could bolster his defenses. After a candid chat with the doctor, James made a plan: more frequent ejaculation, a plate piled high with broccoli and kale, and brisk walks to keep his hormones in check. Months later, he felt lighter, not just physically, but emotionally, armed with a sense of agency over his health. His PSA levels steadied, and his confidence grew. But let's be clear, ejaculation isn't a silver bullet. It's one thread in a tapestry of factors: genetics, diet, exercise that weave your cancer risk. Chain smoking, guzzling soda, and dodging the doctor won't be undone by a quick session alone. Still, the possibility that this natural act could play a protective role is a compelling nudge to rethink how we care for ourselves. It's not about obsession, it's about balance, awareness, and giving your body the tools to fight back. Number 2, temporary reduction in prostate congestion. Picture your prostate as a dam, holding back a reservoir of seminal fluid. Day after day, it fills, the pressure mounting silently. For some men, that buildup is no big deal, barely a whisper in their daily lives. But for others, it's a low hum of discomfort, a nagging ache in the pelvis that won't let up. Masturbation, it turns out, can be the valve that releases that tension. When you ejaculate, the prostate contracts, expelling excess fluid in a rush that leaves it lighter, less burdened. This process, sometimes called prostatic drainage, can ease internal pressure, quieting inflammation and offering a wave of relief that washes over you post-climax. For most, this is a subtle perk, a fleeting sense of calm after the storm. But for men who rarely ejaculate, the story shifts. That dam can overflow, leading to congestion, a swollen, irritated prostate that presses on nearby nerves and organs. Think of Richard, a 72-year-old widower who'd let months slip by without sexual activity. Retirement had slowed his pace, and so had his libido. Then came the dull throb in his lower abdomen, a restless urge to urinate waking him 3 times a night. Puzzled and frustrated, he finally visited his doctor. The diagnosis: mild prostate congestion, a buildup of fluid amplifying his discomfort. To his surprise, the remedy was simple. Regular ejaculation could unclog the works. Richard was skeptical at first. Could something so basic really help? But after a few weeks of following the advice, the ache faded and his midnight bathroom runs dwindled. It wasn't a cure-all. He still needed to watch his diet and stay active. Yet this small adjustment became a lifeline, a natural way to soothe his body. For men with conditions like benign prostatic hyperplasia, BPH, or chronic prostatitis, the stakes are higher. Stagnant fluid can turn from annoyance to agony. Regular release might not erase those issues, but it can dial down the noise. If the discomfort lingers or relief feels fleeting, though, it's a signal to dig deeper with a professional. For now, know this: sometimes the simplest acts can keep your prostate humming along. Number 3, hormonal shifts in testosterone regulation. Every time you masturbate, your body becomes a battlefield of hormones, a push and pull dance between energy and equilibrium. Testosterone, the fuel of male vitality, surges in anticipation, then dips briefly after ejaculation, like a tide receding from the shore. For younger men, this ebb is a blip, their bodies rebounding with the vigor of youth. But as the years stack up, that recovery slows and the effects linger. Picture Frank, a 68-year-old former mechanic who prided himself on his grit. Lately, though, he'd felt unmoored, sluggish mornings, a spark missing from his step. He traced it back to his late-night habits, a ritual of release that left him drained instead of refreshed. His doctor pieced it together. Frequent ejaculation was nudging his testosterone into temporary lows, a subtle drag on his aging system. Then there's dihydrotestosterone, DHT, testosterone's fiercer cousin, simmering in the prostate. Too much DHT can bloat the gland or thin your hairline. Too little saps your drive. Some studies whisper that regular ejaculation might trim DHT's excess, potentially easing the risk of BPH. Frank adjusted his rhythm: better sleep, a gym routine, a diet of lean meats and greens, and the fog lifted. His energy roared back, a reminder that balance, not excess, keeps the hormones in tune. These shifts are rarely dramatic for most. Within a day, testosterone steadies, DHT hums along, and life resumes. Yet as you age, awareness matters. Persistent fatigue or a libido slump, it might hint at more than a late night. It could be a call to check your hormonal health. Masturbation isn't the villain here. It's a player in a bigger game. Moderation paired with a life well lived keeps the scales tipped toward vitality. Number 4, increase blood flow to the prostate. Imagine the moment arousal kicks in, a jolt of electricity sparking through your body. Your heart picks up its tempo, blood courses faster, and deep within, your prostate stirs to life. As you masturbate, this unassuming gland becomes a hub of activity, flooded with oxygen-rich blood to fuel its role in ejaculation. It's a primal surge, a rush that powers the production of seminal fluid and primes the system for release. For most men, this happens seamlessly, a quiet marvel of biology they'll never notice. But for some, that flood can stir the waters in unexpected ways, especially if the prostate is already wrestling with age or inflammation. Take George, a 74-year-old widower who'd weathered decades of hard work and quiet resilience. He'd been managing mild prostate enlargement for years, a fact of life he'd accepted with a shrug. But lately, a new ache crept in, a dull, heavy sensation in his pelvis after ejaculation, like a weight pressing down. At first, he dismissed it as a quirk of getting older, but when it lingered, disrupting his sleep, he sought answers. His doctor painted the picture. That surge of blood during arousal was swelling his already oversized prostate, inflaming tender tissue for hours afterward. It wasn't dangerous, but it wasn't comfortable either. The fix wasn't drastic. George's doctor suggested moderation, easing the frequency a bit, along with practical tweaks: more water to flush his system, a diet lighter on red meat, and gentle pelvic stretches to coax the tension away. Within weeks, the ache softened and George reclaimed his nights. For men without enlargement, this blood flow is a boon, a mini workout keeping the prostate limber and fed with nutrients. But for those with BPH or prostatitis, it's a double-edged sword, beneficial in doses, bothersome in excess. If the fullness persists or pain shadows the pleasure, it's a cue to check in with a pro. Your body's whispering, the trick is learning to listen. Number 5, effect on urinary function. The prostate doesn't live in isolation. It's a neighbor to the bladder, a gatekeeper wrapping around the urethra like a watchful sentinel. Every time you ejaculate, it flexes and relaxes, a quick handshake between muscles that can ripple into your urinary world. For younger men, this is a non-event, a fleeting shift they'd never clock. But as age creeps in and the prostate swells with time, that handshake can turn into a stumble. Picture Robert, a 70-year-old grandfather who'd always prided himself on his independence. Lately, though, he'd been jolted awake by an urgent need to pee, sometimes 3-4 times a night, leaving him bleary-eyed and baffled. He chalked it up to aging until a pattern emerged. The urgency spiked after masturbation, paired with a weaker stream that left him frustrated. His doctor connected the dots. Robert's prostate, slightly enlarged with BPH, was squeezing the urethra tighter after each contraction. Ejaculation stirred the pot, leaving his bladder restless and his flow sluggish. It wasn't dire, but it was disruptive. Robert fought back with small wins, cutting caffeine after noon, sipping water steadily, tracking when the urgency hit hardest. Over months, he tamed the chaos, sleeping deeper and waking sharper. For men without enlargement, ejaculation might even ease the pipes, relaxing pelvic muscles and nudging urine to flow freer in the long haul. Some urologists nod to this, suggesting periodic release keeps the prostate from stiffening into stagnation. But the rule is simple: know your baseline. If peeing feels like a chore post-climax, hesitant, urgent, or incomplete, it's worth a closer look. Hydration, movement, and a doctor's ear can keep your urinary rhythm steady as the years roll on. Number 6, circulatory benefits in blood flow. Regulation. Masturbation isn't just a prostate affair. It's a full-body event, a spark that lights up your circulatory system. As you climb toward climax, your heart thumps harder, blood vessels stretch wide, and a wave of oxygen floods every corner of you. It's a brief, exhilarating sprint, a taste of cardio that leaves you flushed and alive. For older men, this can be a quiet gift, a natural stress buster that softens blood pressure and soothes jangled nerves. Nitric oxide, that magic molecule, pours out during arousal, dilating vessels and ushering blood where it's needed most. Studies tease that regular sexual activity might even nudge heart health forward, trimming inflammation and keeping circulation spry. But it's not all smooth sailing. Take Alan, a 73-year-old who loved his morning walks and evening whiskeys. He'd always been active, in life and love, but a new dizziness trailed his climaxes, a lightheaded swirl that unsettled him. He brushed it off as fatigue until a sharper spell sent him to his doctor. Tests revealed a quirk. His blood pressure dipped post-ejaculation, a hiccup tied to his aging vessels. With tweaks, more water, less salt, spacing out exertion, Alan steadied himself, reclaiming his rhythm without fear. Then there's the flip side. Poor circulation can dim the bedroom lights. Erectile dysfunction often waves a red flag, weak responses hinting at clogged arteries, or diabetes lurking beneath. Doctors call it a canary in the coal mine for heart health, a sign to check cholesterol and stress. Masturbation won't overhaul your veins, but it's a cog in the machine. If dizziness or pounding pulses follow your peak, don't ignore them. Your heart and libido are more entwined than you think. Keep the blood flowing right, and both will thank you. Final thoughts. So here we are, 6 changes laid bare, each a thread in the tapestry of your body's story. Did the cancer risk angles surprise you? Or maybe the urinary quirks hit close to home? These aren't just facts to file away, they're windows into how you tick, especially as the years stack up. Masturbation's no enigma. It's a lever you pull, stirring prostate health, hormone tides, and even your heart's quiet beat. The lesson? Moderation's your compass, and listening's your map. If something feels off, pain, fatigue, a shift you can't pin, don't shrug it away. Your health's worth the conversation. What's sticking with you? Maybe it's James fighting his family's legacy with broccoli and boldness, or Richard easing his nights with a simple shift. Drop a line below. Tell me one thing you're taking from this, one tweak you'll try. Your voice fuels this journey, and I'm eager to hear it. If this lit a spark, hit like, subscribe, share. It keeps the fire going. Thanks for riding along. I'll see you in the next one.